Welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Paloma. I am an illustrator slash artist, and I am here to show you guys this sketchbook finally finished. Last video, if you haven't seen it, was a sketchbook date finishing it up. And today I have a little tour for you. I got lots of comments asking for a tour, so of course I have to give it to you guys. I am notoriously a non-sketchbook finisher, notoriously. I jump around a million sketchbooks, a million different sizes, but yes, we have done it. This sketchbook is filled up within 1 year, which is not bad, honestly. I think the last sketchbook that I finished of this size probably took me over a year, so not bad. Lots of like style development and discovery in the sketchbook, so let's get into it. So this is my finished sketchbook. It is the Talons Art Creations sketchbook. I picked this up at my local art supplier, which is Texas Art Supply. They are super affordable. They also have like smaller sizes or larger sizes. And then I also have these charms. So this one is by Retro Cherub. This is by Tabatai, and then this little tiny beaded one is by me. These are some Chinese, I believe, good luck knots. And then the stickers on here, this one is by Lady Cherries. This one is by me from my Paper Pals sticker sheet. This sticker is by Bryson McBee. This one's from Heidi-Roo. This one is from Kuneho Complex. And then this one is from another, I think this is from like a Patreon sticker sheet that I did. On the back, I have this sticker from Forest Mori. And then this one was like a test of some little commissions that I did of like sticker portraits. So this is just a little test that I did of that. Now, I do not write dates on my sketchbooks because, like I have mentioned, I have only ever fully finished like 1 or 2 other sketchbooks, so I just go ahead and avoid putting any dates in my sketchbooks to like not jinx it. But I did start this one in September of 2025, so it took me almost exactly a year to finish it up. And the first spread I really love. I'm obsessed with this colored pencil cubby. This is also the time when I purchased like really thick wide-nibbed Posca markers, and I was really enjoying carving out my subjects with those. This is a portrait of myself, a picture that my partner took of me in Mexico City. This is also when I started getting more into luchador illustrations and stuff. I really like how this colored pencil one came out. Continuing with colored pencil, I did like I wanted to try out like a super soft fuzzy style, and I like how the tomato came out. I just don't think that this paper is like the best for experimenting with this personally. This was a picture of my cat in a box. This drawing of Salem is so iconic. I made it into a sticker, and whenever I go to markets and stuff, people really love it. I don't know, I didn't really think much of it. I just grabbed like a thick nibbed pencil and somehow I captured Salem's essence perfectly. This is another colored pencil rendition. This is actually a picture of my teeth. I have a genetic condition that essentially made me not be born with these 2 teeth. I think they're called incisors. And this is what my mouth looks like when I don't have my fake teeth in my mouth. So did that. This is a picture my partner took of me that I decided to draw on here. Another portrait inspired by a Mexican mask with like this little, it had like a little figure on a mask going down the nose and the forehead. Some color play. I think I did this, yeah, I did this whenever I took my drawing class at university. Just a portrait of me. And you'll see a lot of like blank pages in my sketchbook too, because I don't know, I'm not a super big stickler to like filling up every corner. Here's another charcoal piece of my Salem. I don't love this one, but I needed to warm up, I think, for school. Here I attempted a gouache portrait. Don't love it. I think I don't love gouache in general for portraits, but I did this one and I recorded it for a video. And I think this is where I really started to grow a love for depicting older people and older skin. I just find it really beautiful. So yeah, it didn't turn out the way I wanted, but it doesn't look too bad. Some funky little cats. I always struggle deciding how exactly I want to stylize my cats. I also will write random little blurbs for myself, but I really like how I depicted my partner here. I think this style is so cute. Some portrait practice with different mediums. I did this with, I believe, my water-soluble graphite. Some more frog practice. This watercolor cubby is now a sticker. I love how this guy turned out. I also kind of love how these like very soft graphite cars turned out. There's a lot of cubbies. There's always a lot of cubbies in my sketchbooks. They're just a great warm-up subject matter for me, or like a great way to test out new colors or a new medium. Here I started getting into the practice of alcohol marker portraits. I have a really strong love for alcohol markers. It had just been a while since I had used them. This one's the most rendered, obviously, and I had a lot of fun with these two, especially this one, because like I said, I really enjoy depicting like aged skin, and all of like this person was so fair that they had a lot of blue and purple undertones in their skin, and I'm not really used to depicting very fair people, so it was really fun to put that together. A little tip for you guys, but whenever I really hate like a full spread or something, I will actually gesso over it. I'll use acrylic gesso to completely cover it and just paint on top of it. This was another gouache study / practice. Here I have my little alcohol marker fish. I was getting really into using the chisel nib of alcohol markers, like the square one instead of the flexible brush one. And I really like the shape that like the chisel nib kind of gives these fish. Another spread I'm pretty sure that I did to cover up something I didn't like, but this ended up looking really nice. Very, not super like exact or anything, but I really enjoy it. I ended up turning this fish into a sticker as well, and I really like it. I also have always struggled with hatching, at least I felt like I did, so I drew this reference photo of a sheep with her little lamb on her back, and I think it turned out cute. I feel like I need to do hatching some more. I did a goat, but I ended up getting washed out by the acrylic marker on the other page. Some more hatching practice. Here, I think I just needed to remind myself that I know how to draw realistic portraits. So there's that. Sometimes I feel like I need to do that because I draw in a stylized way so often. And then I think here is where the sketchbook starts to take a little bit more of a stylized turn. I want to recall that whenever I was more towards the beginning of my sketchbook, I was in school, but also feeling a little bit lost as to how I wanted to depict things in a more illustrative way. And I think starting here is when that kind of began to shift. I hate this spread so much. I think it was a warm-up or something. Didn't know what I was doing, but I think I meant to cover it up. I just ended up not. This was a portrait that I did of myself looking in the mirror. Somehow it is so accurate, but also so cursed, it feels like. I think this was another page that I ended up giving up on. I think at this point I had like a really big pause in sketchbooking, and then this is where I finally came back, which is why there's a lot of words, because I kind of needed some words of encouragement, I'm pretty sure. The stickers by Megan Wang art. Sometimes if a sticker like comes off of a sketchbook or of something, I'll just like stick it on a page. Here's a little failed spread. Some product design ideas. A little bit of a journal entry because I guess I was really struggling. And I remember during this time, I was really struggling with how to stylize people, and I still do. It's just like so hard for me. And then I was like, oh, maybe I can stylize, because I feel like I stylized this Pedro Pascal so well, and especially his little mini version. I don't know. I think it's funny. And then I wrote here, I think it's funny how when I was younger, I only drew women. Now my favorite is drawing men, LOL. Which is true. When I was in high school and stuff, I would only ever draw women, but now I feel like my favorite is drawing men. I have another spread of some celebrity crushes here. I do these with my erasable mechanical pencils. I can't remember what they're called, but they're like, the lead is colored essentially, and they're really nice to sketch with. I was trying to stylize my pets over here because I have 2 cats and 2 dogs. And I think this little Cappy is so funny, but I think I captured all of their vibes really well. This is supposed to be Megan from Cat's Eye. Kind of gave up on it. And then I had a few days where I just doodled a lot of really silly things, but I had a lot of fun. I have a melon guy and a tomato guy, and I've always kind of felt like they're my own weird little OCs. And the melon guy's named Melon, and the tomato guy's named Mate. I don't know, I haven't made like any art with them together, but this was just something very random that I felt I needed to write down. This is my first attempt at acrylic markers. I don't like it. Have not picked them up since, but this was my first attempt. I think I started to get like way more into frogs at this point. This is me all the time, constantly trying to see how I can combine my more cute style with like a more, with like, I guess a more realistic style, or like a less cute style. is when I first whipped out my olive ink, and I did this with the glass pen. I really like this little illustration a lot, and this girl. Trying to practice monkeys. I didn't know how exactly I wanted to depict monkeys, so yes, this is when I ended up getting a fountain pen that I could put my olive ink in, and it is my favorite pen to this day. That's why I wrote, oh my god, I love this pen. But I really love this spread, especially this. I kind of impressed myself with the combined stylization and posing, because I am very used to not drawing illustrations of like full bodies. I love this spread too. I ended up getting an iPod during this time, and I was obsessed with drawing things about it. This is like a super cartoony depiction of my partner. I don't know why. I just had like this crazy idea to like exaggerate his features a lot. Like he has really big eyes and big ears and big cheeks. So I did that with colored pencil. And as you've seen throughout, I use these like star-shaped sticky notes to cover up things I don't like. And then at this point I was like, I can draw like over them like this. So I did that. And then I really like how this one turned out. It's really cute. And I tried to give Mate a family, but I haven't figured out exactly how I want to draw that yet. Yeah, this is when I started my Peachtober brainstorming, and then I decided to move it to another sketchbook. Here's the boys, a little more realistic. This is practice of like palettes that I could try out for Peachtober. I ended up going with this one. This was my first gouache painting practice since like somewhere back here, so I was very rusty. And then I went in just like playing some more with gouache. I really like how this frog and this little baby turned out. I also weirdly like am obsessed with this sticky note with the pink stars on top of it. I think it's just like the color combination I'm really loving. And this was some more gouache practice. This is from our last sketchbook date video. Some like noodly arm portrait. This page was not working for me. I did not like anything that I was putting down. But it's okay, because then I ended up with this one, and I'm obsessed with it. I love everything that I made here, all of this gouache painting. I think I finally like got back into the flow of things. And this is where sketchbook tour ends. I have technically like 2 pages, but I was like, you know what? I need to move on from this sketchbook, so I'm gonna call it done. And it is. Somehow, miraculously, this sketchbook is finished. I can definitely come out with a video on tips and how exactly I pushed myself to finish this, because I feel like a year is really not that bad. I was sketching in other places throughout the year, but I am impressed with myself. I don't know how I finished this, especially within a year, so I can definitely do that for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed taking a little peek into my brain, essentially, and I will catch you guys later. So before closing out today's video, I wanted to talk about the sponsor for this video and a longtime supporter of this channel, which is of course Squarespace. If you don't know who Squarespace is, they're an all-in-one platform where you can create your very own website, and they are the platform that I have always used to run my website, my online art business, my portfolio. They just have everything I need on Squarespace. It's all there. Commerce tool, it helps me keep track of my inventory, my customer data, all my orders, all of that not so fun stuff when it comes to running an online store. I also love their Fluid engine where I am able to click and drag, customize to my heart's desire to match my branding and my artwork. If you are interested in Squarespace, you can go to squarespace.com for a free trial and you can use my code for 10% off your first purchase.